highest title that I actually have. It's Dean Kicklighter, Chairman Pro Tem and 7th District Chatham County Commissioner. All right. I call this press conference today on behalf of the Chatham County Commission and the chairman to actually clear up any misunderstandings or miscommunications with regards to the Chatham Area Transit and the Telluride paratransit budgets. On this past Friday, July 31st, the County Commission passed budgets for CAT and for Telluride bus services. To clear things up a little bit about Telluride, Telluride is funded through the county M&O budget. It's a countywide tax paid by all property owners throughout the entire county. It's a totally separate budget than the Chatham Area Transit Taxing District is. So we passed their budget fully funded. And so make no mistake about it, no matter what you hear, the money's there, services for our handicapped citizens will continue, and it's our job and our goal on the commission to make them even better than they've ever been. So we're looking in that direction right now. We also passed the Chatham Area Transit budget this past Friday. We approved the exact same millage rate. Residents with the Stevens Day or the homestead exemption will not pay one penny more than they paid last year. And the important part here to realize for the citizens and everyone is that because of the growth of the tax digest, Chatham Area Transit will actually have more funding than they did in last year's budget. The reason I point this out to you is because we've received word that Chatham Area Transit may actually be proposing additional cuts to the bus routes throughout the county, and that they very well may try to shift the blame to the Chatham County Commission. And I want the citizens to make no mistake about it. The County Commission has fully funded Chatham Area Transit, and any further cuts would be the total mismanagement from the CAT board. Nothing to do with the Chatham County Commission. The truth is there's no reason to cut services. CAT has approximately $35 million in reserves, but unfortunately CAT's operating a free ferry service that primarily serves the tourists, the out-of-towners. And they are supposed to collect money from the city of Savannah and from the Trade Center to pay for this free ferry service, but they've not been doing that. Instead, what they're doing is putting the demands and the burden on the Chatham County taxpayers, putting that burden on everyone paying in the CAT district, taxing district. In addition, Chatham Area Transit is running a free bus service downtown, a shuttle, again, for tourists. And they're still charging the city of Savannah, who agreed to pay for all of the costs, the exact same rate they charged 10 years ago. This lack of funding surely must include a funding deficit. So once again, they're asking the county taxpayers to subsidize the cost for this free tourist shuttle downtown. Given the fact that Chatham Area Transit has already cut routes that affect our residents, and they did this in a pretty big manner and severely cut some routes, stranding some of our citizens already. And us knowing that their intentions are to cut more routes in the future, the County Commission took action this past Friday to ensure accountability. We intentionally did not reduce the millage rate, as was recommended by our chairman. And the chairman was not wrong to recommend a reduction, because we fully believe that if properly ran, Chatham Area Transit could operate and do a better job serving the public for less money than they receive. But we intentionally did not reduce that millage rate. This ensured that CAT actually received more money than they did in last year's budget, and it removes any and all excuses for further future cuts to the services of our county residents. And when I say county, I'm including everyone in the taxing district, no matter if that's unincorporated or in one of the cities that pays the tax. So what we did to ensure accountability is we passed the budget with an attached resolution requiring accountability. And we informed them that failure to comply could very well result in a significantly reduced budget next year. The requirements includes, number one, first and foremost, a forensic audit that will be performed by an independent firm, and that firm will be hired and paid for by Chatham County. They must identify all of the responsible parties for the ferry funding, and they must actually recover all of the associated costs from the past and coming up in the future. Cover all future expenses for that. They need to renegotiate the free shuttle deal downtown and get the monies needed to actually cover the costs where someone living out on Quaco Road is not paying for a citizen from New York to shuttle back and forth across the river and to shuttle around downtown enjoying themselves while they're stuck at their home somewhere out in the country. We're requiring that they have no additional route cuts going forward, and we're requiring that they restore the previously cut routes. Closing points basically would be, in a nutshell, Telluride is fully funded, so do not believe any scare tactics. If you're handicapped and you need services, we're here for you, and we're actually looking at ways to better improve that whole system for you. And hit on it again, that's funded countywide. It's not even a part of the same budget. So when you hear something's not funded there, don't believe it, because that's just totally bogus information. Chatham Area Transit, you can rest assured, is funded beyond their operational needs at this point. They're receiving more than what we believe they would actually need to operate a successful transit system for our community. And this is especially true if they do their job and they do a proper cost recovery and enforce the past deals that were in place for the city of Savannah and the Trade Center to actually reimburse for those services. That should not be on our taxpayers. With all of this, what we accomplished is that there was no tax increase for the homeowners here in Chatham County with homestead exemptions. We kept a stable millage rate, and we actually, by doing so, increased the total funding due to the digest growth for Chatham Area Transit to operate properly. I want to thank all of you for being here today, both of you, both media outlets for being here, and thank you for coming in to help us clear up any misconceptions. And at this point, I'll ask if you have any questions for me. Yep.
Just to start, you said that you or the commission has heard that CAT may be considering future route cuts. Could you just explain, where that word came from?
I have no idea. That was just the word that we received. And no idea where that came from, but considering the blame that's been shifted in the past, that's definitely comes as no surprise, and we just want to avoid future miscommunications where non-truths are spread to our community.
And then on the items in the resolution that y'all are asking of CAT before next year's millage is considered, are these, in your mind, kind of hard requirements on every single point that they do those things if they want to, maintain funding next year?
Well, I'd categorize it as easy to accomplish points that we definitely expect all of them to be accomplished. If that makes any sense at all. But they should not be hard if they simply do their job and do it like they should do it.
But do you feel that some, like such as recouping past costs that would come from different entities, do you feel that some of those may not be up to CAT or the CAT board itself? And do you think it would be fair to hold them to that standard, given it could be up to some other
Well, I
entity?
think if CAT would simply look at their past contracts that they've signed with the other governing bodies and collected what they agreed to collect, then the right thing would be done. And that's a simple thing to do, is go collect what you legally have in writing that you're supposed to collect. And should that not happen, Chatham Area Transit may need to slow down the free ferry running back and forth across the river, and that's not going to hurt the citizens living out on Quaco Road, but it may hurt the people that was actually supposed to fund it to start with, which is the Trade Center and the city of Savannah. So rest assured, residents of the county, nothing we're doing on this end should hurt your service whatsoever. If services are hurt at all, it's because the city of Savannah and the Trade Center did not uphold their agreement in the past to fund those free services like they're supposed to do.
I guess I can ask one more. In the meeting on Friday, the chairman mentioned that the executive session was used to discuss a potential cut to the millage rate. Is there anything you can say about why that discussion was reserved for an executive session?
I can't actually legally comment on anything discussed in executive session. Not that I couldn't give you an answer that is actually an answer I would not want to hide or anything, but by law, I can't comment on what happened in executive session. But I will state that it was the chairman's recommendation to cut the millage rate nearly in half. And then it was the consensus of the entire board to not do so and to provide them with the same exact millage rate that they've had in the past budget. And so they would have no excuses to further cut services for our citizens. Okay, well, with that, I want to thank all of you for coming out today and thank the county staff for putting this together. And please feel free to contact me should y'all have any more questions. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Savannah and Chatham County has been the most supportive collectively of any law enforcement agency I've ever been at.